see, what I need to do is reconfigure the audio stream. So let me do that. It's coming up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's always broke around here. All right, I guess it would help to get on frequency too. All right, I guess it would help to get on frequency too. I'll turn off my audio controls. All right, I guess it would help to get on frequency too. I'll turn off my audio controls. All right, I guess it would help. All right, the dreaded feedback loop. Check-ins. All right, now how much would you pay? I think that's a better item of interest. Let's see what happens here. How much of anything's happening? Here we go.
On your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Well, there's sort of some audio there. It's strange. I know what happened. Something changed on the computer screen that is showing all the playbacks on some different format here. So I hope that's okay. The headphoniums are on. We are in the Christmas fair. The tree is lit. A lot of people are out and about tonight, so we understand that. Might be a couple of people to check in radios, but we are glad that you are joining us from wherever you are. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radio's glowing in the dark since 1986 or so, at least here in the Central Valley on 27085. My name is Dennis, your net control operator for the evening, where we should be having some good times here on Christmas Eve. Let me see if there are any stations before we get started that need to get checked in and run away. I'm listening.
Yes, Dennis. Pinedale Control.
All right, Pinedale Control, have a great rest of your Christmas evening, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Everybody else on OTR channel, have a great Merry Christmas. We'll see you at New Year's.
Anyone else out there looking for an early check-in? All right, we'll get people as they come around here. I'm trying to get my headphones set so they don't fall off of my brain here, and say hello to everyone who is out and about tonight. Thanks for joining us for whatever amount of time that you can be there tonight. It is rumored that the Espresso Trucking Company may be here tonight, but I think is that correct? I was getting some vibes that they are, due to the inclement weather all around, at least except for here in California, that they may not have made the flight and might not make it, and will be rescheduled until next week, but that is okay. We will see what we can do. As long as Santa and his sleigh and Rudolph and Blitzen and all the reindeer are doing what they need to do. Let's see if SWL 00 is out there. And you know, that is Neil. I just remembered, so I'll have to check to see if he has popped by, and he has indeed, aka 00, as he says, checking in from Kakalaki. It's cold here on the east side. I bet it is below 20 tonight, not 20 below, but below 20. But better than being in Buffalo, yeah, where it is probably below 20. He says, Merry Christmas to everybody on the net from the Sand Hills, South Carolina. Thank you, Neil. We've got you checked in, and we'll get you checked in on the other side here for 12/24/2022. If you're looking on the list, let me get the chart up and running. And indeed it is. We've got shortwave listener number 1 checked in. We're checking in SWL number 2. And I was away from the air chair doing all sorts of things, so I'm not sure who is out there listening or looking or whatever, but we're doing okay. Let's see, Van Man. All right, everybody is there. We'll just keep going. Over to SWL3. Rob asked for a check-in, and I will get Rob checked in tonight. Hudson Valley, another Hudson Valley, Mr. Rainmaker, Levon, hello, radio. I've got you checked in on the big number 5. Have a good day tomorrow. I know you will. Over to SWL 7.
Merry Christmas to one and all from SWL number 7.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Well, maybe not good night just yet. Everything is working, so it is sounding good. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Then we head over to SWL 10. That is Chrissy's, probably out trimming the Yuletide tree, maybe burning the Yule log, because it is a bit chilly out there. It has been up there in Idaho. I have a friend that said it was with wind chill below 0. So hopefully the Yule log is running. Hello, Chrissy. I see you and Dwayne there. We will get you checked in. Hope you're having a great holiday. SW11, Mr. Cornbread, who is out checking in and waiting on Santa, who I think is already flying around here tonight. Dapper Dan, who I know is under the, unlike me, who is under the proper N on Santa's list and is going to get all sorts of various good things.
Ho, ho, ho. Good evening, Dennis, and the One Tube Network. One Element checking in. Ooh, in the valley. Working my old tubes. It's a tube. Merry Christmas, Dennis. Good hearing you folks in the valley.
And it's good to be heard in the valley. Thanks for joining us tonight. The One Element is beaconing the proper way, sounding good. And we will say hello, radio, and get you checked in. Getting SWL 13 checked in as well. That's Mr. Cobra. Hello, Mike, who is out there tonight. Also, let me adjust my screen and say hello. Up in the balcony, Dallas, Georgia, coming to you. Moraga, California, a good place to be. Hello to Florence, Kentucky. Lucasville, Ohio, joining us tonight. Belfast, Maine, on the cue cards, as always. And Hermosa Beach, Bowling Green, the Van Man, and a host of others who will be checking in, perhaps checking out, but we've got you. Over to Sangertown. Hello, Sean.
Well, hello, Dennis. Hopefully I'm making the trip from Sanger.
Yeah, you're making the trip big time. Sounding good. Over.
Yeah, I wanted to tell everybody out there Merry Christmas and thanks for the OTR tonight.
All right, it is good to be here in the air chair. Like I said, so not a lot of people running around the studio tonight, but some people said we just have to be here to help you out, and I'm glad for that. So, again, we were waiting for Espresso Trucking Company. I think they are stuck in the inclement weather. I don't know, but we should have some holiday music coming up, I hope. Thanks for checking in.
Breaker.
The breaker, go ahead, over.
Hey, Dennis, Bill there, the Lynch in 53. I'd like to check in early there, brother, and Merry Christmas to all of you there, 10473s.
I can do that, Mr. Bel Air, 53 with the X in the square. Thanks for jumping in and join us tonight. Have a Merry Christmas tomorrow.
Hey, you have a good night. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, Bob. I don't know if you can hear me. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas right back there, brother. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, you and yours. Merry Christmas, and I'm back quiet.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
The Old Tube Radio Network right here in Central California, Channel 11. If the skip is in, give it a shot. Locally, we hear everybody up and down the Central Valley on 27085. Christmas Eve. I don't know, how many Christmas Eve OTRs have we done? Quite a few, I bet, in the last 30-something years or so. I hope my transmitter is staying on. I keep hearing the relays unlatching. Sean is in. SWL 16 is Charlie in tonight. See, some people, I think he's got the cardboard cutout. We set the cardboard cutout tonight, but that means he will definitely be checked in over. SWL 17, the Carolina Kid. I'm getting Eric checked in. He is around these parts now and then. I hope you're, Eric, if you're watching, I hope you're having a good Christmas coming up. I've got a proxy check-in for SWL 18 Mikey. And 19, Chet is in tonight on the cue cards. Said he wouldn't miss it, and I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're getting some good food in the green room tonight. There's plenty of it. SWL 20.
Number 20 here. Please check in 2954 and 135 for me. And later on, I'll have a radio of interest.
All right. You are there. I wasn't sure if you were going to be in the air chair tonight, but you are sounding good, super loud, and we are looking forward to the radio of interest over.
Roger. So am I. Okay. We'll be back later on. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for checking in. Harvey is in. SWL 21, Mr. JT from giving us a little bit of, or maybe it was a lot of Christmas cheer on Old Radio Night tonight. I am looking to see, because usually I have it queued up, and then it resets, and it goes to, the old item of interest. Okay, well, there it is. It says copyright fee. Old music. Let's see. Is there audio coming from that? Why don't I hear anything? Seeing what was going on. Okay, it's still. I guess it's still trying to load the item of interest, but it was copyright free. There it is. Is that it? Sounds like a little bit of Disco Santa on Old Radio Night tonight. Thanks, JT, for hosting Old Radio Night and all the gang that is out there and comes out this way for the Old Tube Radio Network with some, I'll play that for some copyright. Got to have that copyright-free music. And you know what happens when it's not copyright-free? You get that little tag on your YouTube saying, you know what? You did a naughty thing, but that puts you under the right end under Santa's list. So, JT, I'm sure you will be getting all that you asked for Christmas. Thanks for stopping by. Checking the chart here. Let me refresh the comments. SWL 22, Tyler up in Anchorage, Alaska, often joins us at oldtuberadio.net. Sometimes joins us direct over the air. We'll see if he stops by tonight. SWL 23, checking in via proxy, who says that indeed he is hosting some very, executive tube radio people tonight out at the Skidoo Ranch. So I'm going to get him checked in, and maybe he will grab some tubes or some stuff for us. I don't know. Let me turn down the headphone so I don't get... this is the official Christmas outfit here. It's kind of dark. Who picked out these colors? I thought we were supposed to be bright and festive. That's for the Christmas tree. Okay, get the headphones on here, but it looks okay. There's no pocket. I don't think we're doing the pocket protector tonight. It feels good to be pocket protectorless. Let's go to SWL 24. Joseph said to check him in, which I will do. SWL 25.
Hello, Dennis. Merry Christmas to all. 25 checking in.
All right, out there in Madera Heights, beaconing to Fresno. Yes, someone did say Fresno. And you are sounding good. Merry Christmas to you and Miss Jilly, and hope you're having a great time.
Thank you, Dennis. You too, and thanks for what you do for what you have done for 20 or 35, 36 years, going on 37, I guess. Anyway, thank you, Dennis.
All right, I'm not sure what it is I have done. Of course, the Old Tube Radio Network, as you know, a collaboration of many people throughout the years throwing their tube radios your way. In fact, we've done it at your QTH a couple of times on the great Browning radio. Have a great holiday. Over to, let's try SWL 27. Over to big town of Sacramento, SWL 28. Hello, Gary. I do have a proxy check-in for SWL 29, Mr. Loner, which I will get. And Gary is saying hello to everyone, checking in, and ordering another round of eggnog and a double for Dennis. It'll be in the green room. I'm not sure how much eggnog I have had tonight. We've been running around trying to get some stuff done. We were hoping that we would get the Espresso Trucking Company in here tonight. That doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we can always keep our proverbial fingers crossed. But in the meantime, the tree is lit. The mistletoe is still by the elevator, and we are having a great time. Thanks, Gary, for checking in. Over to SWL 30. Dwayne, not only does he have the tree, the Yule tree illuminated, but he's got all the lights, not only in the Robin, but in the Browning Golden Eagle. In fact, he said he took the case off. Be careful. Took the case off just to let the glow emanate. That is one thing. If you turn the lights down low, when you turn on your tube radio, the lights coming out of the convection cooling, or maybe not if you take the case off, always give sort of a Christmas feel any time of the year. So thanks for joining us, Dwayne. Over to SWL 31. Shortwave listener 32. SWL 33, myself, Bozo Control, and the gang here, such that they are at the Old Tube Radio Network. And let's see who's out there. Randy, you know, a lot of people. Radio Randy is also reminding me that my license expires. It shows up when you go to QRZ, that big red thing flashing. Goes, expiration. So I will make it a note to do that. Maybe I'll make that my New Year's resolution, since I have to do it right at the beginning of the year. So, Randy, you're sounding good. I will get Randy, since you are here. Since you are here, I'll get 99 checked in right now in case you need. In case you need to go, put some more eggnog in the bowl. Also, I want to see who's out tonight. Travis is in. John from South Carolina, Easy Rider, sounding good. 3030 Watergates, Merry Christmas from 3030 Grand Canyon, Arizona. Just to remind, we do our own, I don't know if it's a Watergate, a Videogate. It is oldtuberadio.net is the audio stream, and I guess there is something going on right here with the YouTube page that just sort of happens. I am fighting these headphones tonight. I'm going to do something here. Okay, let's do that. Or else is it going to drive me nuts? Okay, that's a little bit better. That should keep the cable out of the way. Who's else? Eric. Hello, Eric. If Santa pulls into Fresno tonight, there's a good chance he might and get slayjacked by gunpoint. Eric, you've been to Fresno before, I see. Jim K saying Merry Christmas to the OTR group from Jim in Toledo. Thanks for that. Who else is joining us tonight that we don't get to say hello to often? Richard at SWL78. Let me get you right now as I'm taking the old buzzard key down from Wild Wildemar, and I will get you up on the big board here, SWL78. I hope to get, I wasn't on the air much today on Armature Radio, but I hope to do a little bit more tomorrow if I can. You just never know. SWL38, let me get you checked in because you are there saying you will be trying. So if I ever unkey the transmitter, my transmitter, we might hear you from Byron, California. We've got you checked in now. The Echo link is up. I do have to unkey because I'll time out. The Echo link is up, so we'll catch a few stations on Echo Link. Foxman 362, where it's clear with periodic clouds. 30 degrees. I guess 16 is the low, so you're in the 30s. In the 60s. Well, that's not too bad. We were, we might have made it 41 degrees today. I don't know. Big Rich 6520 saying Merry Christmas to the OTR family, and the same out to you guys out there. I know you are. You guys are probably singing up a storm around the Christmas tree. The Voodoo audio from Lake Almanor wanting to know where the Santa suit is. I don't even have a Santa hat, and if I did, they're probably using it over in the green room. So this is the best I can do, and it's just kind of dark. I don't know who picked this stuff out. I sort of run into the room here and grab the wardrobe as I go. Hopefully we'll chat with you tomorrow if you are around the radio from the Snowy Lake. UDX 483 Mud Bucket says you got to step out, but that's okay. You've been good. Santa will be good to you. We're glad that you stopped by. William K, 67 from Canby, says the internet is down. So it is good to know that Canby, Oregon is in, and we will get you checked in. All right, we'll continue on with the Tube Radio Network. Just want to say hello to some stations that have stopped by tonight quickly and doing the whatever you do, whatever the tradition is that you do on Christmas Eve. Have a good time doing it. Back to the roll call. I want to go to SWL 34 and get Jimmy and Captain Chaos checked in. Thanks for all their good work they do on all the Facebook pages that show up around here. Fans of Browning, Tram, and Sonar, CB Radio Lounge, Vintage CB Radio, the fans of Vintage Tube CB Equipment, the Old Tube CB Radio Network, the CB Radio Lounge, the Antique CB pre-1977. That's just to name a few. There are more than that. SWL 35, I'm seeing if we have a note from Mr. Bill where when I checked a couple days ago, Cheyenne, Wyoming was at minus 50 due to the wind chill. I believe it was at minus 22, and with wind chill, it was the temperature was in the minus 50s. So we're hoping that the Red Monkey Communications van has some heaters, and is still out there delivering all the good CB toys to all the great boys and girls. So, Mr. Bill, we've got you checked in, and try to stay warm, please. Over to shortwave listener SWL 36. And hello to Uncle Hairball. Come on up to you, SWL 37.
SWL 37, and good evening time, Mr. Dennis.
And good evening time to you. Hope all is going well. Thanks for joining us.
And it is going well. I'm watching my show right now. with old Jimmy Stewart in it. You know which one that is? Well, I don't know if you do. You don't watch TV, do you?
Well, I don't have to watch TV for that to know that every time a bell rings, that means someone has fired up their tube radio.
Absolutely.
All right, back to It's a Wonderful Life, where it is definitely wonderful here on the old tube radio tonight. Thanks.
You betcha.
We got Sam in at 38, saying hello to SWL 39, Dan. And listening in. Hello, Kenny, SWL 69 checking in from Tulsa. Let me get you while you are up and running. Merry Christmas to you. Hope you're having a good time. Do they have white Christmases in Tulsa? Do you guys get snow out there? I think you can. I bet you did. Maybe you did with the cold spell. I bet you guys were down at 0 or close to it out there in Tulsa. Hope you're staying warm. Thanks for joining us. Always good to have you on board. SWL 40.
SWL 40. Here in slightly foggy Chinatown, and hoping my
it should show up. See, my audio might have been showing up. Here we go. All right, let me go back. And once that kicks in, this is a lesson to not add pictures to radio. So once it catches up, we will see. Let's go over to locally, SWL 96. Hello, Dennis.
Break OTR.
Hey, I know that voice, the break OTR. Go ahead, over.
Hey, 61 checking in. Sorry I'm late.
No problem, Dino. You're saving me from the big computer crash of 2022. I had a proxy check-in for you. The X is in the square. Continue on with the eggnog and the Merry. Have a great Christmas. Over.
You have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, bud. Are you going to be out here next weekend?
I should be here next weekend. Over.
Good deal. I will try to be here also. You guys have a wonderful Christmas.
All right, so far so good. I guess I wasn't that naughty. The computer came back up. We had the strange little blue screen that says, we're shutting down for you, so thanks. All right, hello to all the video people. I think I'm back up here, so hang on. The break OTR, go ahead.
Can I get a late check-in for 55, please, Dennis?
Hey, yeah, I called you just moments ago, not that late. We're actually on the same page. Enjoy Christmas up wherever you might be, and we've got you checked in.
Thank you, Dennis.
SWL 55, that is Eminem. Let me see, do I have my video back? What did I put on? I have to see my screen, because I took off... Yeah, okay, 55. I took off the S meter because that's one of the things when the computer goes bad. You can see the video is kind of yucky. Well, it's always yucky, but it's even yuckier. That the S meter defaults. There it is. It defaults to yucky stuff. So I'll fix that, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Thank you, 55 on my list. We were at 80 and we were over at 90. I'm gonna finish up the list and then go back to those online. Speaking of, let's see, SWL 96. SWL 97. Hello, Boston 97. And I do see 57. I will get you. When the video crashed, I sort of put in marked by all the stations that I know I should be seeing on the video, but I had to pass up. And 57 Brown Dog audio from Central Kentucky got you checked in. A very Merry Christmas from everyone here at BDA. Yeah. To the Old Tube Radio Network and crew. Thanks for that. Let's go back over to SWL 98. Tracy is in. All right, good. People are picking it up and making it easy for me. I just look and everybody's right there. Felix, hello radio. Got you, Felix. I think things came back on, and you've got the frozen guy. If they have a broken computer, add it to your icons tonight. Let's go to, we did 99. Randy's in. Tony, we talked to on the Echo link while we were down. Let's go to SWL 102. Oh, and I can run the video now. There it goes, up to the top. Just like it should be. Let's go to shortwave listener 103, John in St. Louis, where I know it's cold out there. All right, and Richard, we did get you checked in earlier, but yeah, I'm 5 and 9. I am getting a good report from the video as well. Let's go to SWL 109 up in Auberry.
Good evening, Dennis. Crawdad 109 checking in.
Sounding good up in Auberry. I hope you guys are having a great holiday, good Christmas up there. Up in Auberry, up at 109 control, where nothing ever goes wrong. It's sounding good. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis.
And Travis, wow, 5 degrees in north central Pennsylvania, and snowy too. Yeah, probably having a white Christmas. Something that does not happen. Well, hasn't happened as ever I can remember. But occasionally we do get snow, but definitely not this year. All right, trying to clean the contacts on the J38 key. 103, 109 is in. SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111. Robert Grunt checked in earlier, saying Merry Christmas to all from Reed Lee. We got you checked in. SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114.
114 checking in.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Wayne. I'm pleased. So many people taking some time out of the festivities tonight to jump into the radio. Merry Christmas to you and the family out there. Thanks for joining us.
10-4. Merry Christmas to all the OTR listeners out there.
Refreshing the comments on the big page. Let's go over to SWL 128. Oh, and my page just updated, so things are good. There is, let me go to the right part of the screen. 43 minutes ago. All right, we're on the right one. One More Sleep Till Christmas. Was listening to Santa Net on 3916 earlier. Cute idea. That's right. They have at least one of those. 3.916 or 3916 kilohertz on your shortwave listening 80 meter, 75 meter dial. I guess that's 80 meters, or 75 meters rather. Tracking Santa across the airwaves. And he is out and about tonight. Thanks, John. We got you checked in. Also, Mikey, I see you. 13 is checked in. Albert and the gang, the Squamish boys in the balcony doing what they do best. Thanks for joining us and having a good Christmas. They've got some hot apple cider, hot chocolate up there with marshmallows. We will be going to Bob and Steve here shortly, see what they have. I wanted to get through the kind of strange roll call here. Let's go to SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. Got a proxy check in for SWL 135. Got a proxy check in for 137. And I don't know if Tony is out there or not. Hello, 145. I think he came on and said to get a proxy as well. 00, 147. Coming in earlier, sounding good. We've got you on the 2-for-1 here. Let's go to SWL 188. SWL up in Course Gold, SWL 195. Got a note to maybe get Jim proxied in, and Shockwave, SWL 226. And I will look for any notations on the chats or in Facebook for people that are checking in. Okay, let's go. I'll go in reverse order here on the page. Yeah, 102, John, I've got you. And I made a note that when we got back, I would get everybody checked in. AJM Jazz, hello to you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Who else? Who else would I like to call on the list? It would be, we were good all the way through that, so let me go back to that page, and we are looking for, let's see, I did get Richard 78. We did get Stan 71. I did get Kenny 69. SWL 68. That's Michael in New York. SWL 64 wanted an early check-in, so I will do that. Also, Bill in Canby, Oregon, who was having some internet problems, but I think was up for a moment until I had my, well, it wasn't an internet problem, it was a computer problem. My internet's working just fine. Bill, we got you checked in up in Canby. Good to hear you back on. We got 64 in. We got Butterbean out of North Georgia in. SWL 62, King Duckford. Mr. Gregg is in there. S9 Radio up in, I guess you guys are surely getting some snow out that way. Up in Big Bear in the mountains of Southern California, checking in. Have a great Christmas, and you might, with all the loops that you have, I'm sure you can do some Santa tracking as well as the guys down there on 75 meters. Uncle Hairball, SWL 59. We've got 59 checked in from earlier items and probably out there on Old Radio Night as well. Let's see, going in reverse order. 53, we're in there. Let's try SWL 41. That's Road Dog 507. We'll get you checked in. Who else are we missing? I think that was it. I think it's where the internet went out. So, again, I will keep an eye on... yeah, there's Uncle Hairball. Keep an eye on the charts and see what we're going. We've got a recipe going on, so that's pretty cool. All right, anybody else over the air that would like to get checked in before we head over to the radios?
Station.
Hello, station. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening time, Dennis. 188 checking in.
Can't find my push-to-talk button. It was underneath all the paper. Mr. Snowmeast, Bobby, I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve and even better Christmas tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening time and Merry Christmas.
All right, indeed. Anybody else over the airwaves that would like to get checked in? The Old Tube Radio Network listening. Okay, I'm going to get set up for the tube radios. As I mentioned earlier, we were hoping that the Espresso Trucking Company would be in tonight. And it is certainly looking like the inclement weather has done some bad things to the flights coming in and going away, so we're not sure about that, but we will continue on here. It says it might be in next week if they're not in tonight, and it's not looking good. All right, I got to set some stuff up for the tube radios, and we will get them on the air shortly. You know, Rusty Rails, it's the Dr. Pepper. I think that's what happened here. If I would have got a Dr. Pepper, maybe I would have kept my video going. All right, back in a moment to the Old Tube Radio Network. Looking for tube radios shortly.
And audio check. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and where's my video? All of my screen I normally reconfigure or configure it and it is all over the place. I'm having trouble finding the stuff that I need to find. What I'm going to do while I have the picture up for you people on the video, for you all out there, all the great listeners, I'm going to see if I can't fix my video just a little bit to make it less yucky. Saturation, a little brightness, a little holiday fair, sharpness, gamma, white balance. All right, well that, oops, did I run the wrong one? No, now it looks even worse. I think I managed to mess it up. All right, good enough. Let me put something that you'll really enjoy. Oh shoot, I gotta do, that's no good either. See, there are so many things that go crashing in the night. They go crashing in the night, and I can't bring them up. So hold on. Let me fix the S-meter cam. Sheesh. See, this is why it really does. It takes like 2 hours. It takes 2 hours to put this up. Yeah, I've got some stuff that I need to reconfigure. All right, that's good. Let me go to, let's see, other. Oh, I gotta do the other. Let me do that. So we gotta get this in here. All right, I've gotta go to this one. Okay, other's looking good. Let's go to this one. Gonna be dark. Looking for the, oh, I know why. Doggone it. I know why that's not working. Hold on. Let's go back to S-Cam because those things aren't up, so I got to bring those up if they don't work. Okay, I just got to get a couple of things, since I'm going to be in bad shape if I don't have those calibrated. Now, when I go over to here, on the that, and tell it to look for that, and tell it to look for that, maybe. Still nothing. Okay, let's try it again here. I'm still back on. There's the beautiful radio. There's the eye. One more time. One more time here. Is it going to work? Yes, there it is. Hit OK. All right, I think that'll satisfy me for now. Back in a moment on the Old Tube Radio Network. Oh shoot, I'm not streaming. Okay, we got to stream too, so let's go to, hold on. Sheesh, I forgot to turn the other thing off. So we're going to go to Tube Radios. We'll just start at the Tube Radios. What do you think about that? Alright, that means I'm going to have a feedback loop until I reset everything, so let me fix that. Here comes the feedback loop. Alright, that means I'm going to have a feedback loop. Sorry about that. Until I reset everything, so let me fix that. Okay, there's one feedback loop down. Go to feedback loop number 2. Okay, that one's down. Alright, this is about as good as it's going to get, gang. We've got radios, next radio. That came up, good deal. Let me see if the Jingle Singers are going to join us. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I think we can do that too. Let's take a moment for the jingle singers. Or not. Man, everything's taking so long to come up.
Well, now everybody gets a good idea what it takes to make all that happen.
You know, and I'm just doing a few things here, the stuff that I absolutely have to have. And actually, the only thing I really have to have is my radio and our shortwave listeners and the tube radio operators, and we are good to go. This other stuff is the, as we say, icing on the cake. Testing live. I'm just gonna try it out here. The old tube radio network. Well, that didn't work now, did it? All right. Okay. Oh, man.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. The old tube radio network.
Hey, the old Tube Radio Network is back, and when I brought the jingle singers up, it blanked my screen out and did something weird. So I'm going to press a button here. And I'm going to press it. I'm going to press another button here. All right. I can handle that. I can handle that. So let me fix that. That is just not good. All right. It's like a take two.
The old tube radio network.
And they will stop this time. So the jingle singers, I think you guys can go home. you guys can go home. You've done your job for tonight. Oh, no, maybe you're not. This is hilarious. Now, I don't know how to stop this.
OTR.
Okay, we'll go to that. Oh, I know how to stop that. Because, if I don't stop that, you know what's going to happen? It's going to go on all night.
It's the old tube radio network.
So let me do this again. Let me go to here. So I don't know where they're... Okay, it should be that, right? There should be a way to say,
You may not find us
and there should be a way to... Well, there's no way to stop it.
OTR.
I could unkey it. I'll just... no, I found it. By RADIO. Phew. All right. What's on the video, me?
Somebody spiked the eggnog.
Here I am. Let me get back to the screens that I need. Everybody's saying that. Have I been in the eggnog? I have no eggnog. Here's what I have. I have an empty water bottle. But I should have eggnog. All right, what I want to do, I want to get to some radios. And there's some other stuff I need to do, but let me see. I think I've got everything I need to get some radios here. So with that said, and without any more calamities, OTR is standing by for radio check-ins. And I know Harvey has one. I do have to make sure that I have the proper things if I'm sending video, that people have something to look at. So add radio, S meter. All right, so let me try something. Let's see, if I were to have a radio, let's say it was the Aircastle, would it actually work? Of course not. A newer version of Delt Backup and Recovery is, well, the old version isn't working that well. Let me try again to see. I want to see if I can actually get the rigs to show up. Dang. Okay, it looks like it's not working on that, so I don't know why. That should be working, but it's not. All right, well, it doesn't matter. We can still check in radios. Go ahead.
77.
Hey, the old-fashioned way with a piece of paper and a radio. Go ahead, sir.
Well, we're checking in something kind of cool and really special. This was my father's radio back when I was a little guy, looking up at him while he was talking on it. The last time it was transmitted on was probably 40 years ago, if not longer. I found it in my sister's garage in a box, so we brought it home. We let Harvey work his magic on it, and, well, lo and behold, here it is. A Cobra Cam 88 coming to you live.
Live and direct, and I've got the S meter up so people can see that it's putting it in a great 40 over signal, and it has some great forward modulation, and that modulation is sounding pretty good on the microphone of choice. A great story, and that's, I would just like to say that is one of the reasons that we are here, just because of not only enjoying the radios, but enjoying the memories that having the radios or seeing, as Dennis said, family members having the radios and carrying on the tradition. And that is the venue that's going on right now, the Ultra Radio Network, helping to carry on the tradition. I would put a picture of a Cobra Cam 88 if I could get the picture up, but no pictures necessary. Your words are doing good. Key up again. Tell us about the microphonium and how's the receive on that thing?
Well, I'm kind of sitting here in amazement of just how wonderful the receive is and how good that big old speaker sounds. And just how sensitive the receive is. It's working top notch. Harvey did a really good job with it. Microphone in hand is a beautiful Golden Eagle with the original brown cord, and that was also a wonderful gift from Harvey to go with the radio. And right now there's no Dynaboost. I'm just running it. I guess on its lower position, they would call that.
Wow. Okay. I'm not even sure you need the Dynaboost. I'm just looking at the amount of audio that's coming through there, sounding pretty good. I do have the Orban meter. I should, or do I? Yeah. I can kind of calibrate. In fact, I need to calibrate. I will using my calibration tool. I need to calibrate my receive audio. So take another transmission over.
Okay. Yeah. I've just been sitting here reminiscing and kind of a little giddy that I'm sitting in front of the radio that my dad spent many hours and years of enjoyment with this old rig, and I couldn't ask for anything better. It's just working beautifully.
It is, and you know what? I brought up the Orban screen. I haven't touched the audio, and everything is perfect. Everything is right where it should be. Audio is sounding good. I don't have to ask you to do anything. I don't have to do anything here, so it is all good. A great first radio on my list tonight, and I'm glad I was actually able to get to the list. A perfect story. I wonder how many of the listeners and viewers have stories about maybe their first radio as a Christmas gift under the tree or wherever it is that you found it, and maybe still have it around somewhere. You never know. Doing a good job. Thanks for bringing it by. It is smooth sounding. That could be your daily AM driver when you want to do a little skip talking, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I was thinking the same thing. I'm looking at an FL 2100B over there. I might stick this in front of it and have some fun. I sure appreciate it, Dennis. And once again, Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
All right, Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, it looks like we might not have radios tonight because I think there is some additional problems besides the ones that I may or may not be having, but that's okay. Don't need to see them all the time. Just hearing them and the voices behind the radios on the AM mode of operation. That also, that's one of the reasons we like AM. It brings out that double sideband, that great bandwidth, brings out the personality of the operator, enhanced by the, I guess, personality of the radio that sometimes is, and in fact many times is older than the operator. The Old Tube Radio Network, we're listening for radio number 2.
60.
And hello, Joe. Why, thanks for joining us. Writing 60 down in the SWL. Your radio number 2. And I'm not sure what you've picked for us tonight. Here's something interesting. There's probably only one radio that I can get a picture of tonight, and you have it. So let's see what you've got.
Well, Dennis, we're going to check in tonight, R. Johnson. Black Bass Johnson, the TOO. Back to you.
Okay, the TWO. Okay, that's not one. That's one of them, but that's not the one I can get. But you might bring back by that sooner or later. Audio is always good on this. It's pleasant. It's not overmodulated. It's not screechy. It is the way that Edgar F. Johnson, I'm sure, imagined it, that it would be as he sold thousands, tens of thousands. I don't know how many of the obviously probably 100,000 of E.F. Johnson radios, but not sure on that model. It was very, very popular because it works so well. Back to you.
Well, we're glad to hear that, because I personally would have liked to have met Mr. Johnson in the time that I started CVing. I know I mentioned once before, Dennis, that I knew nothing of the tube radios. I started off kind of grand by the band with a 139 XLR upper and lower sideband on a Moonraker 4. I didn't start small. Doggone it, I was solid state radios all my time. I never came across a tuber, and I wish I would have. I think I'd have enjoyed it as much as I'm enjoying it now. Back to you.
Yeah, I think so, and we are enjoying it as well. Always good audio. That is the 10-channel transmit. See, this is an early radio. Didn't have an S meter. Didn't have full 23-channel transmit. Although obviously you could buy the crystals and have them in a box and switch them around. I don't think unless it's been put in there. I do not believe they gave you like the Hustler. You don't have a little socket in the front of the radio to plug in an external crystal, right?
No socket. Doggone it, I think Harvey installed this channel 11 in this model here. No socket in the front there. Doggone it. Yeah, 10 tubes. I believe it's, I gotta look over my board here. 10 tubes, 8 channels? I'm guessing now.
I think it's 10. It's 23 tunable, 10 on the transmit, and then whatever's in there. So, I know what I was going to ask you before we sign up. Do you have a little card or a cheat sheet? How do you know? How do you know what channels are in the radio and what channel, what designation? I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or A, B, C, D, E. What designation is channel 11 of the Old Tube Radio Network?
Well, according to my chart here, channel A would be channel 2, B 13, C would be 11, D 14, 19, F 20, G 21. I guess that's H 22 and T 28 and J 30.
Okay, so now you know. If you ever hear Joe, if you ever hear Mr. Hustler on through the skip, and he's on the tube radio, you know what channels he can go to.
Yeah, that's a big 10-4 there. Okay, Dennis, we've got a few others warming up here, and it's always a pleasure to key these things up. We enjoy it, and we enjoy you. Okay, we'll be on the side warming up another one.
Okay, sounding good. Just looking over my various items here to see what came back. Lucasville, Ohio. Hello to you. Fresno, California. Florence, Kentucky. San Bernardino has joined us, as has Germantown, Wisconsin. Woodland Park, Colorado. Chet's still here with the cue cards. During the blackout in the video, he was just kind of fanning me. You know, he was kind of. He took the cue card and was fanning some air over this way. And told me to catch my breath. It looks like it's official that maybe Espresso Trucking Company is not coming in tonight. That they will be here next week due to the weather thing. So I mean, that's the evening is sort of progressing like that. But it is Christmas Eve, and all is well. And things cannot go too wrong on Christmas Eve. We are looking for radio number 3. And X4000. Yeah, sorry about that. You guys had to stay up there at the ribbon microphonium until I could figure out how to turn off that on the air light. See, the jingle singers, Mr. Announcer, are really good about when I press the button here at the desk, the on the air light goes on in their particular studio, and they perform. They really can't tell what's going on over the air or anywhere. They're in a nice little soundproof booth. So when that on the air light goes on, they go on to the next item on their script. And so when it gets stuck like it did, and I can't figure out how to turn it off, well, they are so good, they just keep going and going. So finally got the light turned off. The Old Tube Radio Network, listening for radio number 3.
This thing working?
Okay, I do hear a voice with the audio now. Over.
Okay, yeah. SWO 40 with the radio.
Oh, one of those that glows in the dark. Over.
That is correct.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello. Okay. I gotta keep an eye on the wiggle meter. Hello. Yep. Okay, it's wiggling. Yeah, this is SWL 40 on a Gemtronics GTX 5000 40-channel CD transceiver.
The GTX 5000 from Gemtronics. We don't normally get those too often, but I believe that is it a second generation or a third generation? It's the second generation that incorporates the 40 channels, so it's similar to T240D. So you've probably got some various, if it's a Gemtronics, either a modulation light that you're probably watching to see, or a wiggle meter that tells you when whatever it is that you're wrestling with there on the microphonium is working.
Yeah, it's got it's got a TX and an RX light. The TX light, when you key down, it lights up, but it doesn't really tell you if you have modulation or not. So you have to look over to your S-RF meter, and then you got to make sure your switch is set to RF, and then you know that you are looking at your transmitted your transmitted signal there going out into the ether waves through the coax, and that's how I know I'm modulating. That the TX light doesn't change I don't see any change in brightness while I'm talking, so it's just a steady thing.
All right, well, the audio's there. It's actually lighting up the R-band meter pretty good, so you're close to 100% to modulation. I think you're on that strange compressed Turner microphone because it has that sound. But the GTX doing okay for Radio 3. So hopefully there aren't any mishaps like there was last Saturday with or was it 2 Saturdays ago, the power outage in downtown. I saw that Channel 30 went off the air. Their UPSs didn't work. The internet was down. All sorts of things were going on in downtown. But it sounds like all is well. Over.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was kind of odd.
AB6GFD. Hey, David, stand by. I'm going to give you a call here in just a second.
In our building here, it just kind of got a little zap where it just blinked. I mean, just barely blinked. But that was just enough to fumble the internet provider, Comcast, into submission. And it actually the internet was out for a couple hours. The power never went totally out, but the internet was out for like I said, a few hours. So that was a very trying time for us people who rely on the internet.
Or, as you say, for those of who rely on the internet, or for those of us who are addicted to the internet. So sometimes it's part of your business. That's the TV station. I just was in the middle of a newscast or trying to do newscasts, and a lot of their stuff is PC-based. All their stuff is PC-based and internet-based. And so when that goes down, guess what? You don't have a program. You see what happens just when my computer goes down. Here, over the air, it is flawless. If I wasn't flailing around, nobody would know. But because we've branched out into audio and video, the internet not working, that's why radio is so good. That's why radio is so necessary, because when your internet isn't working, you're going to be out at the microphonium and the antennas and the transmitter and making things happen. So don't forget that. That's why we are here, because this stuff is important. And even more, your tube radio is important because it can survive all sorts of stuff. All right, Larry, you are sounding good. The GTX 5000, thanks for resurrecting it and bringing it out of the basement, or unless you're in the basement. Doing good tonight. Hope you are, as much as possible, having a good Christmas Eve. Over. Oh.
Yes. We are not in the basement. We're in the level 2 area here. And yeah, you want to talk about technology and stuff. Listen to this noise. I don't know if you can hear it. That sound is the Xfinity router. I don't know why. This old tube radio, it doesn't make a sound like that.
Okay, well, the Bosefinity router with it, that's strange. It must have a fan in it. Before you go, one of our listeners, who is it, Foxman362, wants to know what microphone is that, actually? Isn't that your funky Turner? Or I don't remember. What is it?
Oh, yeah. This is a unmodified Turner +3 bass microphone.
Bass, yeah, because it adds a lot of bass to your voice. You are sounding good. Thanks for joining us. And I think there's some more tinsel you need to hang on the tree.
Well, I can certainly boil up some water for some cocoa or some milk for some hot cocoa on the On the right corner of the radio. Okay, 73. I'm out.
All right, thanks for joining us. The Old Tube Radio Network here on a Christmas Eve. A little bit of wackiness going on to that strange blue screen. I'm going to fix your computer for you thing that goes on. I think I've brought back up enough ins and outs and ups and downs to get back on the video. Hello, to get back on the oldtuberadio.net streaming audio where some of you are listening. Lucasville, Ohio. Hello to you. San Bernardino, still in. Moraga, California. And the Echolink link is still up. Let me check something here. The Echolink link is still up. KN6WLN, KB6GFD. Trying to see if David had joined us, one of the SWLs, see if he was listening on Echolink. Okay, there's a connection. Sometimes if you're watching the video and there's a delay, you don't quite hear what's going on. The other things, we'll keep an ear out for that. Thank you, Van Man. Sometimes, operating the radio is not hard. It's all this other stuff. So just remember that. It's microphone, antenna, radio, get you on the air. We are listening for radio number 4. The breaker, go ahead, over. We are checking in tonight, over.
KN6WLN, monitoring.
Oops, I had 2 audios going at once. I do have you checked in, and we are hanging out here on Christmas Eve, over. All right, thank you. Hope you're having a good holiday. It's starting off well, and have a great day tomorrow. Over. Okay, yeah, I had some internet things going on here, but we are up and running. The radio, as always, the radio does not fail. Let me see. I do believe, keep it transmit here. Got a connection on the Echolink link into the control room of the Old Tube Radio Network. Hello, David from KB6GFD Fresno. Over.
I keep forgetting not to put my finger on the thing. I'm over here in Paso Robles, California, playing on my Echolink KN6WLN.
All right, KN6WLN, Dennis here in Fresno. We are actually using the link, and if you were to get on your Universal Media Network computer and go to, oldtuberadio.net, and click on, I think there's a little thing you can click on that says the Old Tube Radio Network Live, and click that on. It will bring up a video, which you're actually on at the moment. Believe it or not. You're a new ham, so congratulations. I hope you're enjoying the amateur radio hopping. Not sure if you're totally new to it or if you've come back into it, but thanks for stopping by. And we're running a net here on 11 meters, believe it or not. So anyway, that's what's going on. So I wanted to say hello, radio. That's David just kind of jumped in on the... Yeah, David jumped in on the...
Okay, well, thanks for letting me be on your show then. And I just got my ham ticket about a couple months ago now. I'm just kind of playing with all the doodads and learning how to figure out the Echolink thing. And that's it. All right, KN6WLN, we're signing off.
Okay, not a problem. Thanks for joining us again. If you ever check out the Old Tube Radio Network, oldtuberadio.net, that's what we are doing here every Saturday, and we have an Echolink link. Don't know what your technician general status class is. I might hear you on either 2 meters. Probably, I could probably get into Paso Robles on 2 meters, and then certainly on 40. 73 to you. Thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll chat with you again. KB6GFD. All right, there you go. Just a random David who's got his call.
Just a little bit. KN6WLN. I got it, Mike General. KN6 World.
Okay, 73 KB6 GFD. And we are standing by here at the Old Tube Radio Network, where it's, I don't know, just a couple of us in the studio here tonight. We were waiting for the Espresso Trucking Company. It appears that they are definitely not going to make it snowed in or snowed out of getting here. They should be in next week.
Did I hear someone call me KN6LW?
Where we got the Echo link up, let me say hello to X4000, and I apologize for having the light stick on the air light, but you guys did a fantastic job of keeping up the melodies until I figured out what was going on here. Over. And I see Chrissy this is a great recipe. The one that says pour in the whiskey.
I thought I heard someone say my call sign, but it was not quite the right call sign. Over.
Yeah, it was, it's sort of like your call sign sideways. If you look at the display screen, you will see it's missing a letter and it's backwards. I was just commenting on Chrissy. We've got a recipe going on the video. It'll be on the video chat. And I just see it says pour in the whiskey in the corner of the pan. It's got my interest now on what the food might be. And if it needs whiskey, that might be good. I may be able to use that after that. So hopefully they're going to cook it up and have it in the green room. Well, anyway, you are sounding good. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your work on the jingles, and we have you checked in. Hope you are having a good Christmas Eve. Over.
Roger. Yeah, well, we're just chilling. Well, not chilling. Trying to keep warm, but it's not as cold as it was last week. But I think we have more rain coming. And otherwise, it's just kind of a quiet evening as the song goes. It's Silent Night. Over.
Indeed. Definitely silent, but not too silent, we hope. All right, KB6 GFD going back to the other radio. All right, say hello to Crazy Bob DJ, who I'm sure never has technical difficulties out where he is at, or if he does, he knows. He always has that extra record, the one you have when things are feeling that instrumental or whatever it is that lasts for 8 minutes. So you can run around behind the vehicle, behind the desk or the stand and check all the microphoniums. Thanks for joining us, and we enjoy having your opening, which we usually have, but we're down from the count for Bob and Steve. Let me see if I can do that. I think Crazy Bob is the guy. I'm going to try this. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm looking. There it is. Okay, here we go. See if it'll come up. I'm throwing caution to the wind tonight. And we're gonna play the Crazy Bob intro that goes into there it is.
27.0850 TR channel 11.
All right, we are on a roll. Let's go to the Bob and Steve show, episode 147 for December 24th, 2022. Bob and Steve helped the Jingle Singers put the elf on the shelf and the red bow in the Buick. They did not, however, take the batteries out of the singing bass that was on the wall, so we've been getting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer sung by a fish. But that's okay. The Jingle Singers made a new batch of chocolate chip cookies for Santa. They had some new mixer. I don't know, it was a KitchenAid or whatever, the big dough hook thing, and they were making all sorts of cookies with that. It was great. Santa requested if we could fill the big red limo with refreshments for Rudolph and the boys to get rested up. We could do that, and we probably have enough refreshments to last them through February with the size of that vehicle. DX Engineering gave us a Yaesu FTDX 9000 NP. I had a picture, and I think in the ensuing ensuing crash of media things that I'm not going to be able to bring that up. But the FTDX 9000 was that first really expensive rig that Yaesu brought out that had a 400-watt version and a 200-watt version. Everybody loves it. I remember talking to Art Bell when he had, I think it was serial number 8 out of Pahrump. He was talking on one of the first FTDX 9000s. The speaker, it's all set up in the lounge if you are in there and want to check it out. I guess they're still making them. I'm not even sure. I think they're still making them. It begat the 2000 and the 5000, but the 5000 was the 9000 had a contest version, had the scope. Great radio. So check it out. At the bar tonight from Santa Claus, Indiana, located 452 at 452 Christmas Boulevard. How apropos. Goblin Burgers. That's Goblin Burgers. Goblin. Barbecue sandwiches and French fries. I am all set for a burger. Leave off the barbecue sauce, but I'm set up. Maybe some of that, whatever Chrissy's doing with the whiskey in it too. Coffee and tea are on Bob and Steve. Don't forget to feed the fish. Let's see if Crazy Bob can come up again. Here he is.
27.085 OTR Channel 11.
Sounding good. Merry Christmas, you guys out there in Ohio. Thanks for staying up late tonight. We get everything set up. The Old Tube Radio Network is listening for tube check-ins.
37.
All right, getting my receive set back up. Hello, 37, over.
And hello, 33.
I am doing good. You're in a break, or else somebody has been ringing the bells, or let's see, is it Clarence? No. Who? What's his name? Did he fall off the bridge yet and into the snow?
No, not yet. They're still at the bank loan place. They got married, but they haven't got to the bridge yet. They had the honeymoon in the hotel that's going to be their home eventually.
All right, yeah, great movie. I think that Jimmy Stewart said out of all the movies he did, that's the one he liked the best.
You know, I have watched that for so many years. It's like a tradition. I got to watch it all the time.
You know, it's a tradition almost as much as the Old Tube Radio Network, over.
Well, absolutely. So anyway, can I check in the radio?
You may check in a radio. I have a spot for you in Radio 4, over.
All right, now you're going to put it in ink, or you're going to type it, or is it going to be in lead?
It's going to be in lead. I have a pencil. I don't know why. It's what I have. And it will be, I don't have I'm checking. No, the video display up at the video is not working. So people will imagine the greatness of your, whatever it is that you're checking in.
A radio. Anyway, Dennis, I would like to check in my general radio telephone, my Super MC11A, a 24-channel tuber that glows in the dark. And this in here is running this here with the handheld stock microphone, over.
All right. As always, putting in a good sound. As Foxman 362 reminds us, don't forget to feed the fish, but don't forget to feed the elves, the reindeer, Santa. Maybe a little eggnog. Maybe a little eggnog for the fish. It always sounds good. Did you put any Christmas display? Do you have a little tree on top of it?
No, I was using that there for keeping the muffins warm.
This is the keep your muffins warm frequency. You are in the right spot. Oh, speaking of which, before I end, the reason it's so cold, it's so cold in here because I have not turned on my heater like 128 was saying, or no, 71. Who was it that turned on the? Yeah, it was Stan turning on the Swan. Or I'm sorry, I'm getting this all wrong. Turning on his Drake TR4CW to keep the room warm. I just turned on my Messenger 223. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, at least you got it turned on. But yeah, this one here, it seems to be working. It's still got some swing in it, Dale.
Indeed, it does. Hello to the Mountain View bots from Google tuning in. Occasionally, Mountain View just comes in and They want to check out to make sure everything is okay, to make sure everything is working well, and nobody is creating malfeasance on their, YouTube, Google network. And then they come to the old Tube Radio network and they think, who are these people? Why are they having so much fun? And it's not costing them a penny. How come we can't make money off of this? And then they go away. And we continue on. Go ahead.
Reason is because we own it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we just know how to do it right because we were here, the radios were here before YouTube and bulletin boards and the Universal Media Network and all of that. The first CB radio in 1958, when there was nary maybe a giant UNIVAC machine. And you know what? That first computer, you know what was in that first computer? You guessed it, vacuum tubes. Go ahead.
Absolutely. All kinds of vacuum tubes. And they're still vacuumed. But, yeah. They're working.
They are working. Radio 4 is sounding good at 9:45. I'm going to try not to go too late tonight because I want to get to the green room and get all the stuff before they start tearing it down. No, they won't. They're going to leave it up till... How long? Oh, till New Year's Day. All right. The Espresso Trucking Company is supposed to be here tonight. One of the many things that I don't think is going to happen because of inclement weather. Harvey, where's Harvey? Did he fall asleep? Somebody knock on his door.
All right, I'm out of here. I got things I got to do. So, Dennis, thank you for being there.
Hey, I am. I would like to say that. I would like to say that to everybody that checks in, whether it's on a radio or stopping by to say hello or just listens. I would like to say the same thing to them because that is why this has been happening for so long. Looking for radio number 5.
Well, Dennis, you don't got to look too far. I'd like to make my pretty little radio, my little blue radio, number 5.
All right, I'm checking in or marking in the blue radio at number 5. I know what that is. Because when I write your name, it says operator, and I put hustler. I just go over to where it says tube radio, and I write the same thing. And you win the prize because the only video... Oh, I may say this wrong. Let me see. Oh, yeah, the only video of a radio that we're going to have tonight, they were all working, is going to be of the one that you're on now. So let me press the button, and there it is. In its blue and white glory. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely blue. A little darker color on the top, complete with all its hardware, of course. Even a mic hanger. My pretty little 7 tubes, 8 channels from World Radio Labs, the Hustler.
Yes, indeed. World Radio Labs tuning channel, spot control. They even threw it an S meter back when some of the radios, even the E.F. Johnson, in their 10-channel Radio Wonder, Leo Marsden said, I like Edgar, I like Mr. Johnson, but doggone it, as one might say, we're going to put an S meter in our radio, and it'll be just that much better than that Johnson. What do you think?
Yeah, it could have been there for sure. Not much of an S meter, but yeah, it works great, and you sound great on it. I get a lot of movement every time you key your mic up. I enjoy looking at the front of this little radio, I should say. I almost got to pull it up forward from the shelf there because it's so small. It's kind of hard on the eyes.
Well, I don't know. I would say at least it's easy on the eyes tonight, and it is our featured radio tonight, at least on the video, because it's the only one we have. I notice there's no model number. It's just got a Hustler, like a Hustler Plus or a Hustler 360. So Hustler it is. Hustler at the Microphonium, sounding good. Over.
Well, thank you much, Dennis. Doggone it. We always enjoy keying this one up, and it's a simple radio. A simple radio and a lot of fun to operate. You don't bust your head on it trying to get it going. Now there were a few things that were done to it, like Harvey had installed the mic plug in the front because it originally was underneath the radio or towards the back, the cord coming up. So right under the word labs is the mic plug. And we are on a Turner Plus 3, about 11:30 on the dial.
Doing good. And the recipe is still going on in the chat. And Chrissy, you're doing a good job. You know, people are misunderstanding when you're talking about the whiskey, putting the whiskey in. It goes in the recipe. Who was it? Van Man. That the whiskey goes in the recipe. The half a cup is not like you're supposed to drink it while you're mixing the ingredients. All right, sorry, Joe. I just had to make that clear. With the eggnog and the Yule log, the Hustler radio, keeping the QTH warm over there.
Most definitely. Surprisingly, the heat them 7 tubes put out, Dennis, I'm always amazed at how warm it gets. Not excessively hot, but only on one side towards the left. Front side is, a little cooler. Okay, Dennis, we sure appreciate it, and our text light, I guess, is, it's flickering away, but it's just letting us know we're operating. Thanks a lot, Dennis.
All right, thanks for stopping by. It sounds good. Might be the transformer. Sometimes the transformers warm up or the final tube is there. So the old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's going in the dark. Christmas Eve, kind of had to reconfigure things when the computer crashed. The radio never crashes, and... what are they talking about? The, Espresso Trucking Company is definitely not in tonight, and he's got, what do you got, a script? What is this? They're handing me a script. They said they sent the music in. What does that mean? What? Why don't I do it? What do you mean, why don't I do it? You mean I'm supposed to do the song? That's why they're here. Maybe they can do it next week. You're saying Bozo Control has... I can borrow his guitar? It's right here. I don't think... I don't think we want to do that. So let's can... I know it's Christmas Eve and we're supposed to have some cheery music. Let's can that idea. The orchestra is here, right? So the orchestra is here, but these are the words. I don't know the words. You've got them on the cue cards, too. Chet says he's got them on the cues. I don't know. I don't know if we should do this or not. Are there any other radios out there?
I got one.
Yeah, I was hoping you would save me. Apparently, Espresso Trucking Company isn't coming in, but they sent. This is the words. They sent the words. I don't even know the song. Oh, it's sung to that. They sent to the words to the song, and they're saying that I should do it because we're planning to have music and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not going to do the guitar. You say the orchestra. The orchestra can do it. I don't know. Harvey, you have a radio, right?
Yeah, I have a radio. You've got a radio. They have a radio.
Yeah, they do. All right. Well, I don't know. Let me check here if they want me to. Maybe can we just kind of test this? I'm not sure. Let me see what's going on. I really not real keen on doing this here. You know, Browning and Sonar and Cobra and Johnson, Robin and Demco, Siltronics and Midland. But do you recall that goofy guy that fixes them all? Harvey, the old tube tech guy, had a shiny solder gun, and when he gets to use it, you know Harvey's having fun. All of the other tech guys laughed at his old grids and plates,
They often teased poor Harvey. Why don't you go solid state? Then through noisy DX land, Harvey heard the voice. The FCC said tubes are cool. Buy a Galaxy if you're a fool. Then how the net guys loved him. Invited Harvey out for a beer. He said, I can't oblige you. I'm fixing rigs till late next year. You know, there are real professional singers who can do this. Maybe we should have waited till next week or maybe next year. I don't know. It's just kind of embarrassing to the whole network to be doing this. What's that? There's more to the song? Read the cue cards? Harvey, the old tube tech guy. We're glad that you're on OTR. You know that we do love ya. 'Cause Harvey, you're the dude that knows about the tubes. Just when you think you're done. Hey, Mr. Harvey, it's broke.
I think you were right the first time.
That was awesome.
You know, I really think that we should wait until the real people come to sing this stuff. Anyway, save me, Harvey. What kind of radio do you have?
Okay, radio of interest. This is a Johnson Whiteface. It's got 10 tubes, although I'm just using 9. And got 5-channel crystal transmit, 5-channel crystal receive. And it was going to be a parts radio, but I thought, well, you know, it's got the ice cream cone mic. I think the ice cream cone mic is working. So I recapped it, and it's a working radio.
So you have, it's like a little kitty. You have rescued it from the, as a parts radio, and it is here on the air, running around and chewing on things.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's working. A little high on frequency, I think. Right now, because I'm looking here, so let's see, what you before 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. It's doing 14, hello, swinging to 24.
And the Johnsons were known for the Whiteface and the Messenger 2 all had that. I think they were sort of set up for 10-meter operation or business band operation, and they were sort of, you know, and you know this, right? They were sort of clamping things down. So if you went in there and did some little peeking and tweaking as one might do, you could probably get at least 5 watts out, right?
Oh, yeah. This normally does 9 to about 13 or 14 with the rectifier 12BW4 tube in. But I thought I'd pull it out, put a diode pack in just to see what it would do. I had the diodes, so I just stuck them in, and they're not permanent. And it does that. Does about 14 or so, over 20 easy. Now this has got the ice cream cone mic. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the little logo in you know, on the top of the mic, but it works. So I'm gonna make a diode pack adapter tube plug-in, possibly with a switch on it for high-low power, and then I'm going to include the tube, and then probably it'll be for sale, because I have my own sitting on a shelf. This is supposed to be a parts radio,
It's a little dirty inside. Needs to be cleaned up, brushed out. Still dusty, but the power on jewel lights work. Modulation light works. The Viking head has the colors rubbed off, and the colors aren't in the volume and squelch knob area. So I'm going to let it go for a right price there. The cabinet is in pretty good shape. Someone, if they want to paint it, they can paint it. But it's got channel 11. I think it's close on frequency, which I can adjust. It's 5 channels, and when it's ready for sale, I'll probably leave channel 11 in there and put 4 other channels in of the new owner's choice, if I have them. But let me know what you think of the audio with the diode pack in.
Audio is good, and I think you said you're using the ice cream cone microphone. I would have a picture of that were I to have actual pictures tonight. But my Viking, or my Whiteface, came with the, I think it's the Astatic, where you speak into the end of the microphone. It's actually a cool-looking microphone, and I am actually surprised and impressed that they sound with that small little element, diaphragm or whatever, that it sounds as good as it does. But then again, it's Harvey, and this radio will be available. And did he say it may go for a song? Don't say song. Don't say song anymore tonight. Anyway, it is radio number 6, and I checked the frequency frequently, and it's probably maybe 100 cycles high, if that. Over.
Okay. 0851.
Yeah, I was doing the 0 beat, and I started to get the tone a little above 1. But when I go direct 0 beat, I hear you just fine.
Okay. Now let's see here. Let's see. 45.2 on mine. Flipping the 3. Usually you're a little higher than my free counter, but okay. Yeah, I'm going to let it go, kind of cheap. I mean, I know what they go for on eBay. I mean, I see them. Some go easily under $100, some go more. But it depends on if they're working, have the channels you want, all that stuff. And this one has been capped, so that's good. Oh, you don't have to get up on the ice cream cone light, I believe. I'm talking about almost a foot away from the ice cream cone light, and looking over the top of it. So I think it does fairly well.
It does. I just realized that I don't have pictures of the radios. I'm just kind of sitting here on the video. So I have to do something. It's good. Put the tag on. I don't think you have to do anything. And yeah, I get the tone at about 27,085,175 when I start getting the 0 beat tone. What is that? They're saying I need to sign off here soon because everybody wants to go. And well, thank you guys. They actually have a little. Can you hear that, Harvey? They actually have a nice little, I guess from the staff, an OTR present for me. They said they want me to open it. So all right. But anyway, it doesn't look like a radio unless maybe someone ran over a Browning or something. Over.
Well, this is kind of. This is what they came up with. Yeah, this was a based on the business band type chassis. They've got a 202 and a 205, and I have one each of those that I think work. They're like single channel business bands, but I think on the 202 it is, and I have to check this. It's either the 202 or the 205. Comes in 5 different configurations. And by that I mean frequency range. And you have to have the one where the serial number ends in a -1. You might slide by with a -2, but the -1 covers 27 megahertz, I believe. And if you look up, I think it's the 202 on eBay, you can look at a manual, and you keep looking through, and then I think at the back, or the last couple of pages, somewhere in there, it lists specifications, etc., and by the serial numbers, not serial numbers, model numbers. And you'll see that I believe it's the -1 is this frequency range. The -2 is higher, -3 is higher, goes all the way up to about 50 megahertz. And basically it's all the same radio with a couple of different coils and capacitors in it. You can convert a 50 megahertz back down to one of these, or 27 megahertz, but you gotta change about 6 or 7 parts. You gotta have the right parts, and it's a pain. So, if you see a 202, I believe it's a 202, make sure you can get that number off the back. I think it's 242-11, or 3 more numbers, then another dash, and it says a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And I believe the one you need is a 1. Anyway, one of these days I'll get to mine and put it on the air. Anyway, I've talked long enough on this to make sure it's stable.
It's stable.
So you let me know, Dennis.
It is stable. That is one of the best, as we say on the AM radio and armature radio, an old buzzard transmission, and it's proving the fact, because the guys that do that are talking on broadcast, reconditioned broadcast transmitters, and they're talking on Johnson radios, but not the one you've got, the one that E.F. Johnson made in the 50s, like the Viking and the Ranger and the Thunderbolt or whatever, for the amplifiers, and they do the same thing. They key down on the big iron, and it goes all day, just like that one. So E.F. Johnson knew that, they could make a 5-watt version of what they were doing. It sounds good. I guess the Espresso Trucking Company was not wrong when they called you, what is it? I've got the words here. Harvey, the old tube tech guy. You know what? You know your stuff, over.
Just enough to be dangerous, but I appreciate it. And I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned, I've got a Transcendor, which is this radio, I believe 5 channels, and in orange it says Transcendor on it, and it's basically this radio. I don't know, I assume Johnson made it, and I don't know why they put Transcendor on it, but they did. If I have time, well, the next 2-3 weeks I'm going to be really busy working, but because I'm an old fart, and yeah, I said old fart, I made sure I scheduled at least 1 or 2 days off per week. Normally I don't, but I decided I better do it this year. Anyway, I'll look for that radio and see if I've got it set up to talk on, and if I do, I'll put it on the air. Transcendor. Anyway, I'll let you go. I got one more anyway while you're doing what you do.
Okay, they're saying we need to get out of here, and they want me to open my package, which I will. All right, thanks, Harvey. The Transcendor. I know that there were some 10-meter versions, and of course they have it's the 3 number. So there's the 6-volt version, the 12-volt version, the 117-volt version, the 10-meter version. So that is good. Radio number 6, is it? Yeah, the Johnson. I can't even read my writing. Johnson Whiteface. I know what he's talking on. From, no, it's not the Whiteface. It's a Johnson. That's a Messenger too, right? Why did I write Whiteface?
Because it's got a silver face, usually referred to as a white face, 5-channel.
Oh, it is the Whiteface. Okay, because it's like my Whiteface. It has the. I'm gonna have to come over there with my Johnson Whiteface. It worked. I actually used way long time ago. I did use that for net control one time. The only thing I didn't like about it was, and that's back when there's 900 people, in the Central Valley. Now there's 9. And so it would pick up channel 12 and channel 13 and channel 14. The receive, is it sensitivity, selectivity was not the greatest on that radio, but it is a talker for sure. All right.
Roger. Yeah, the model numbers all start with 242, and this series is like 126, 127, 128, 129. And that's based on what kind of power you run the thing on. This one is the, let me see, 242-126. Yeah. The 127 is 6 volts, 128, 12 volts, 129, 24 volts. There we go. How about that? Anyway, so I'll let you go and see you next week.
All right, on the Radio Type O, let me see if the REA meters. Okay, it is functioning. Hello, radio test 6-7. All right, my audio might be a little low, but people are hearing me tonight. So thank you, Harvey. We got six radios tonight. I really wasn't sure if anybody was going to be coming by tonight, and I'm sure there's nobody left after. Okay, they say get going with the package. All right. Well, I'm really honored. I don't deserve anything. That's for sure. And we have, what is it? Is this a radio? It's something, I know it's something that I really want. It is, what is this? It's the Giant Ant Farm. Okay. Now, I hope this doesn't come with ants. And it has a picture. What is this? Got a picture of Giant Ant Farm. We have an autographed picture from Nancy Reagan. It says, "I love my ant farm. You will too. Love, Nancy." All right, well, let's okay. This is an OTR for the record books. Uncle Milton's Giant Ant Farm, complete with growing compound and stock certificate for ants. So I guess you have to send away. And there it says, let's see, Giant Ant Farm. See the live ants. Sow, reap, harvest, and store their own food. Dig tunnels, build bridges, move mountains. Fun for the whole family, including those two kids that are looking at the ant farm. All right, Uncle Milton. Thank you, Uncle Milty, and thank you to the OTR staff for the Giant Ant Farm. Maybe we can, what does it say we have to do? Once I get my stock certificate for the ants, we can maybe put it up. We can put it up in the background here, and Nancy will have a good time with that. All right. Anybody else? I'll say before we get out of here, and I haven't even started on the eggnog. I haven't started on Chrissy's recipe, and I'm sure there's still at least a half a cup or two of whiskey around here to put into it. Anybody else for the Old Tube Radio Network?
Dennis, we'll make it real quick. Again, we want to wish you a happy Merry Christmas, and thanks a lot for doing the net. And I know it takes quite a bit on a special day like this to do our thing. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B, 11 tubes, 23 channels, and a bit more for a kit that's been installed in the radio.
123B is the 23-channel version, does not have the magic eye. I'm doing a little bird's eye view since I can't rely on the pictures. It is the second-generation Panasonic chassis, which I believe is plate modulated and shared by many other radios. But the Robin was able to get a lot of neat little extras like the PA, an external speaker, and some more lights on the front, so you know where you're going. And the one that Joe has, as he mentioned, has been modified to include some of those frequencies that were being frequented back in the day when the FCC was saying, no, you got to be 23 channels, and then change their mind. Back to you.
Yeah, that probably was right, and I think I would have been afraid to mention the fact that it was work was done like that, being modified and so forth. But anyway, doggone it, it's done, and it's here in front of me, and yeah, we're kind of like in the driver's seat of an airplane with all these controls in front of us, but mostly are all lights. Okay, Dennis, I really appreciate it, and go have some fun.
I will have some fun. I've got Nancy. I've got the ant farm. We've got the Bozo guitar here. It's all of its. Aren't there supposed to be 6 strings? You got the Bozo guitar. So we are going to have fun on Christmas Eve. I hope everybody is having a good time. Radio 7, the Robin T123B. Are the jingle? Nobody's at the microphone. I'm just going to have to sign off. There isn't going to be any eggnog left when I get out there. 7 radios tonight, the Cobra Cam 88, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 2, the GTX 5000 Gemtronics from Dennis, from Joe, from Larry, the General Radio Telephone CB Super, no, I have not been drinking, the General Radio Telephone Super MC11A, I just can't read my handwriting, Chris, the Hustler from Hustler, the Johnson Whiteface, possibly your next radio. You never know. And the Robin T123B. So that means that the E.F. Johnsons, that's pretty cool. That used to happen a lot. Doesn't happen anymore. The E.F. Johnsons are our most heard radio. I think Espresso Trucking Company going to be here next week because I don't care what they hand me. I'm not going to sing it. 73, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Whatever holiday thing you do, I hope it is going well. And we will catch you next time. Do I hear Santa? I don't know. I'm gonna wait by the tree.
Hello, one more.
Oh, this is the one more frequency. Go ahead.
Real quick, the Golden Eagle, or Beagle, by Browning Lavatories, with the custom D104 Browning Medallion microphone. No Golden Bagel tonight because the radio's been busy. It's 7th night of Hanukkah, and the Golden Bagel's been out there in the kitchen.
That's right. Hanukkah started on Sunday. So 7, 8, Saturday, Sunday, and it ends on what? Monday evening, right? Sundown.
Sunday night. Tomorrow night. Anyway, yeah, that poor radio's been busy out there supervising in the kitchen and doing a pretty good job. Okay, I'll let you go. Catch you next week.
All right, Harvey, thanks for all you do. I'm sure that the people who wrote that song knew what they were talking about. We enjoy all your help to keep people on the air, and we have been doing this since the mid-1980s because Tube Radio is a good thing. Good night, everybody. Your old Tube Radio Network saying Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, etc., etc., etc.
The Eggnog Singers.
Thank you, Dennis. Merry Christmas.
Me?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Thank you for everything. This radio is absolutely amazing.
And the Ontario CB Club.
Which one is that?
The frequency we are
one
using.
My dad had.
at the moment is channel 11, CB channel 11, 27085. Indeed, we are on AM. You're hearing the output directly out of the radio into the sound card and out to you. And occasionally we have an S meter.
Hey, your dad did a good job.
You can see what's going on the frequency.
And you did a good job bringing it back to life. You can listen to it on YouTube if you want to go do the playback of the show. But, well, you're hearing
a couple of tube radios from a Browning to a Cobra back in the 60s. And that's what we do. The Old Tube Radio Network, we have been on the air most every Saturday beginning at 8 p.m. here in the Central Valley of California since 1986. And I kid you not. So some of these voices that you hear have been out here for the almost for the duration. Joining us, listening. You don't have to have a radio to come in, but it was started when a lot of us that had tube radios back in the day, whatever that means, decided we needed to get off of the sort of main channel and just kind of had a tube talk, and it's sort of progressed from that. But anyway, I'm one of the many net controllers that do this, and a while back we had audio, streaming audio, and the video that sort of malfunctioned tonight. But the radios always work well, so thanks for joining us, and hopefully, and there are a couple, like Old Radio Nights, JT and the gang, there are a couple of other places that do a similar thing. This is the Basic Dentist. Go ahead.
Basic Dentist, I did appreciate the song. Thank you.
Hey, you know, I got roped into that. What can I tell you? But it was fun.
You got it. Now untie yourself. Ovaltine.
Indeed. All right. Talk to you later. 73 from the Old Tube Radio Network.
And when you figure out how to do the computer and get your license done, let me know.
Yeah, I got to work on that. I believe there's a good way to do it and a not so good way to do it. That means there's a way to do it that doesn't cost you anything, and there's a way to do it that does. So I will endeavor to find the way that doesn't cost you anything and relay that.
Okay, well, I can't even get it to do anything when it's time to pay or whatever. There's my cough. Well, I have a vanity call, so they'll probably want me to pay. But that's fine either way. All right, thank you.
Okay, you know, I wasn't aware if the vanity call was you re-up the $10 or $20 fee or $50 fee, whether they're charging. I thought it was a one-time thing, but you don't know because I'm still using my novice call, believe it or not. 73 to you. Good night to the SWLs, the Old Tube Radio Network.